Work will resume to remove a hot air balloon that's been dangling from an East Texas communications tower the last 2 days. The 1,000-foot tower is northwest of Longview near the intersection of FM 1844 and State Highway 300. And that's where we find GMET's Marshall Farmer, who's waiting for daybreak. So now that the passengers are safe on the ground, what's delaying the effort here to remove the balloon and basket?
Yeah, Wayne, it's the winds that over these past 24 hours that are causing a lot of delays. Standing here right now, I can actually hear the balloon above me flapping in the wind. Almost sounds like a helicopter overhead. Crews are basically wanting to try to get a crane with a box up there to then box in the balloon before bringing it back down to the ground. But again, those high wind speeds are causing some unpredictability and uncertainty about the safety of doing so. Now, in case you missed this over the weekend, on Saturday morning, this hot air balloon was on the way to a birthday celebration. When it got stuck in that tower, firefighters then had to climb over 900 feet to rescue the 2 people that were stuck in the balloon. This new drone video shows that rescue. You can see those people having to essentially be, taken along on this rope to get to safety here. Now, thankfully, both of the pilot and his passenger were unharmed, and they're both in good condition. But, those constant winds, again, causing a lot of concerns because it is tattering up that balloon's envelope heavily, which may complicate the cleanup process further. Now, you can actually see right now, this is what the balloon looks like. We have a bit more daylight out. You can actually see it now. And look how tattered that looks right now. It is really not looking too great right now. Technicians are going to get here in the next half hour or so to start working on trying to get the basket down and then inspect the tower for damage once that's done. But we'll be watching the balloon takedown throughout the day to give you updates on its progress. Reporting live in Gray County, I'm Marshall Farmer for Good Morning East Texas.
All right, Marshall, of course, thank you for that report. We'll be following this with live coverage throughout the day on our stream.